We arrive in Kamakura at Kamakura Station in the heart of the city. The trip from Kyoto is several hours by train, so my guess is that we would be arriving somewhere around noon, having had to check out of the hotel in Kyoto, eat breakfast, get to the train station, and then board for the trip. There are two places to stay north of Kamakura Station, the Villa Sakata and the Kamakura Saizen. According to the village, or maybe it's Sakura website, it's a guest house about 3 minutes from the station, built by the Wandering Kitchen Project, which they advertise as being a lifestyle brand that provides things and places to make life in the Shonan area more enjoyable, mainly in Kamakura. They apparently renovated an 80-year-old house with the participation of 4 cutting-edge artists, a contemporary artist, a stamp artist, not sure what that is, a painter, and a photographer. And it's apparently become a rare artist hotel in Japan. They have partnered with a local restaurant to provide breakfast, but there are also numerous other options in the neighborhood which all look good. The cost is about 7,000 yen per person per night, or about $90 US per night for the two of us. The Kamakura Saizen, which is the other place, is a more traditional hotel, although upscale. According to their website, early booking gets us a room for about 12,000 yen per person, or about 150 US dollars for the two of us per night. South of the Kamakura station is the Tosai Hotel Kakone, which is a nice looking place similar to the Kamakura Saizen as an upscale modern hotel, but it definitely has a Japanese flair. Booking.com lists room prices from 150 to 250 per night for two persons. Regardless of which place we select to stay, I see the Kamakura visit being a 2-night trip. One day exploring the northern city, and the next full day some of the southern attractions, including the waterfront. We arrive and check into our hotel of choice. Let's just say it's the Villa. Having been on a train for 3 hours, it might seem like a hard sell to go get on another railway right off, but a 3-minute ride north to Kita Katsura Station puts us into the heart of the northern locations, which I feel is the part of the city to explore this first half day. From Kita Katsura Station, we start our walking tour. There are sites both to the west and the east of the rail line, but since most are to the east, I think we head that way initially, starting from the northernmost site and then working our way south. The first Buddhist temple we go to is the Engaikuji Sharaiden, founded in 1282. From the train station, it seems like a really lovely walk up to the temple. Next, we head south to the Maigetsuen Buddhist temple, founded in 1160. It's also known as the Hydrangea Temple because hydrangeas bloom during the rainy season around June. Most of them are of the Princess Hydrangea variety, which is the blue color we're accustomed to. In the back of the temple grounds, there's a main hall, and that building features a really nice circular window which frames the scenery of the inner garden behind it. That inner garden is known for its irises and is open to visitors only during 2 periods of about 2 weeks per year. In June, when the irises are in bloom, and then late November, early December, when the autumn colors are at their best. There's an additional admission fee, but I'm not even sure it's going to be open for us when we are there. Continuing south, we come upon Kensho Zenji, which is the first temple in Japan to be called a Zen temple. It's a specialized training center dedicated to the Chinese Song Dynasty style of the Renzai Zen Buddhism. The founder came to Japan in 1246. He is thought to have been around 40 when he entered the temple. He introduced Chinese Song Dynasty Zen style, and there were over 100 trainee monks that studied under him. And his strict training style is documented in the rules of the Dharma language, which he had written himself. Um, the temple became a very vibrant temple, made Kamakura a well-known place, and is considered the birthplace of Zen Buddhism and the launching point of the Zen culture. At its peak, Kenjoji Temple had about 1,000 monks, a vast temple lands, over 100 branch temples, and 49 sub-temples. The temple suffered repeated disasters, though, throughout its long history, with a lot of its old buildings having burned down. Moving westward now, we come to the Kamagayatsu Zaka, which is a walkway that was part of a mountain pass. And these mountain passes, Kamakura has several mountain passes that end at Kamakura. And this particular walkway it has been dedicated or declared as a national landmark. And it connects Kamakura with the northern Kita Kamakura. We'll now head west and cross the tracks. First up is the Joji Temple, which was founded in 1281. At the time, many monks had come from China, and at its peak, the temple had 7 buildings and 11 sub-temples. The bell tower gate and the main hall display the Chinese style at the time, known as the Song style. The site contains numerous protected natural cultural artifacts, including the principal image of the wooden seated statue of the Three Worlds Buddha. And other artifacts are kept in the Kamakura National Treasure Museum. This site is also designated as a National Historic Site. Continuing on, then, we go to the Tokeji Temple, founded in 1285 during what's called the Kamakura period. It was a feudal era, and during that time, women were not allowed to divorce. So this place became a place of refuge for women who could actually seek divorce. And this continued on for 600 years until the Meiji era. In 1871, the temple law enabling divorce was abolished due to an anti-Buddhist movement at that time. And in 1902, the nunnery came to a complete end. In 1905, a Zen Buddhist master arrived and restored what was the dilapidated temple. And because of his vision, many of the local politicians and business people, philosophers, cultural people became his disciple. In the past, the temple was off limits to men, but of course now it is open to all worshipers. If we have time, we could do the 30-minute walk to the Kamakura Central Park. We could burn up a lot of time here just walking around, so we'll have to pay attention to that if we even have time to go there at all, because we do have to consider the return time and getting to the train and the train station schedules and whatnot. So from here, then, we will return to Kamakura Station and then find a place to have dinner after we freshen up, probably at the hotel. On day 2, I was thinking it would be fun to rent a bike and do the day on bike. There are lots of nearby bike rental shops. So I was thinking we could walk to the Garden House for breakfast and then wander over to one of the bike shops and start our sightseeing day. First up after breakfast would be the Kotokuin, the famous Buddha. Admission is cheap at 300 yen per person, and no reservations are required. The statue is commonly known as the Kamakura Daibutsu, this great sacred Buddha of Kamakura. Is a copper image of the Buddha, and the fact that it sits in the open air makes it unusual among large Buddha statues in Japan. Um, Although the size falls short of the great Buddha of Todaiji Temple in Nara, it essentially remains in its original form. Construction of this Buddha began in 1252, and it's believed that the priest Joko gathered donations from the people to build it. However, it remains unclear about the specifics of the great Buddha's construction, and the artist has yet to be identified. When it was first built, the Buddha was enshrined in a hall, but ancient records tell us that the building was damaged and ultimately destroyed in typhoons hitting in 1334 and 1369, and subsequently in a severe earthquake in 1498. Since then, because it sits out in the open, the statue itself has been ravaged by the elements. From the Big Buddha, we head to Hasadera Temple, founded in 736 AD and is one of the oldest temples in Kamakura. In 712 AD, two monks apparently sculpted two canons, which is the official name for the Buddha, statues out of a sacred camphor tree. And one of the statues was thrown into the ocean with prayers and whatnot accompanying that ceremony, hoping that it would find its karmic connection. 15 years later, it resurfaced at the Nagai beach, and that was the beginning then of the Hasadera temple. It is commonly called the 11-headed cannon since it has 11 heads on the top of its own head. It measures over 9 meters tall and makes it one of the largest wooden Buddha statues in Japan. The admission is really inexpensive at 400 yen, and the grounds seem really beautiful, so I think we'd enjoy walking around. From here, we head due east to this next spot, which is the Kamakura Sunshodo shop, which is a famous carving shop of household wooden items. The reddish bento box that's on our mantle could easily just be displayed in this shop, and I hope that I'll be able to show them pictures of that box and show them how it's got a little bit of repair that needs to be done to see if I might be able to do that repair myself. Probably not, but it would be fun to go there to see this traditional Kamakura style of carving. From there, I think we bike down to the shoreline and have lunch at a soba noodle shop called Moon and Pine Trees. It's a really nice looking place in a building that's 100 years old. If the weather is nice, we could maybe walk down to the beach after lunch and just hang out and see what that's like. Following lunch, we begin our northward journey towards back towards the hotel, but visiting several sites along the way. Yakumo Shrine was established in 1083, and it's believed to be the oldest talismanic shrine in Kamakura. Sometime between 1081 and 1083, a person named Yoshimitsu was coming through Kamakura on his way to a neighboring province. And at that time, there was an epidemic underway, so he was praying to a shrine in Gion for the cure of all these people. And that is said to be the beginnings of this particular shrine, which has been known as the shrine to drive away bad luck. From here we go to the Chokozan Myohan, I think that's how it is, temple. And it's set in a really nice park-like setting. It was founded in 1260, and I think we would just like to spend some time walking around the grounds because the next several locations are in more urban settings. The first of those urban temples is the Honkaigu-ji Temple, founded in 1436. And it's in an area that's known as the Shogunate's Back Demon Gate. I've read that there are different entrances into the Kamakura area that were used by the Shogunate, so this is one of those places. From here we go to the Tsurugaoka Hashimangu Temple. This has a lot of the tourist stuff closed on Monday, so we'll just have to see how that fits into our plan. But it dates back to the year 1180 and is tied to the samurais and the military government. There are a lot of important festivals that are held here that date back to its origins, that include the Yabusame ritual, which is where Shinto warriors gallop on horseback shooting their arrows at targets that foretell the year's fortune. There is a prayer festival held on November 15th. So that's right around the time we'll be here. So we might hit that festival. After this, I think we head back to the hotel, freshen up, and then get dinner somewhere before we head to Tokyo the next day.